Another quick thing before I get back to Mokie. All of you know not to litter, but you don't think about the apple core, that you finished an apple and the apple core isn't going to be eaten by you, so you toss it out your car window. All along the side of the highway then becomes a smorgasbord, a little delicatessen of foods, and that attracts the small mammals to come and eat. Well then, hawks in the daytime, owls at night, look down and see, oh, there's some food I like, and down they go. They don't look left and right for cars. They zip down, and so we get an awful lot of roadkill and injured birds along our freeways and highways and local roads. So I even tell the kids, don't throw it out as drop it as you're walking home from school, because you're enticing the animals to come to the edge of the road. I talked to one group of preschoolers, and the next week they had a family vacation, and Dad throws his chewing gum out the window. From the back seat came a lecture from his 3-year-old. And I was like, yes! And of course the other thing, growing up, as long ago as I did, and as some of you may have, we were told never to touch a baby bird if you find it on the ground. And now we know that it's okay. Birds don't really have a good sense of smell, so check it out. If it looks about as good as the other one, put it back in the nest. If you don't see the nest, take a strawberry basket, tack it up to the tree, and mother bird will feed both babies, the ones in her nest and the one in this new nest, as long as it's somewhat close to where. But anything that protects that baby from being stepped on, played with by the kids, caught by a cat, that kind of thing.
What if they don't stay in that little nest though? They fly out and they're fledgling.
I tried that, and it did exactly what you said, and we saw that it went over into the shrubs. It was okay. You know, it's obviously not going to do that. There are a lot of babies that don't need rescue. You often see crow families out there, you know, making a whole lot of racket because Junior is down on the ground. Well, Junior's learning to fly, just like we did when we learned to ride bicycles. We fell over, we needed some encouragement to get up. Junior gets tired, he needs encouragement to get up. As long as the family is around, leave the baby alone. We get a lot of babies that don't need rescue. There's a lot of brown birds that are hatched and ready to run. We get a lot of bunnies and other critters that are told to stay put while Mama goes and does her shopping and then comes back. And they're perfectly fine. Watch them, keep an eye out and see if they need anything if Mama does come back, but chances are they will. If it obviously has a problem, that's when you take a small towel, like so, put it in a box, cover the animal, put it in a box with holes in it so it can breathe, keep it quiet, and get it to either our care center. Right now we have a secondary care center up on Palomar Airport Road, or call us and see if we've got a transport person available to come and get it from you. Obviously, if it has a broken wing, it needs some intervention to get back into the wild.
What's his name?
The raven's name is Mokie, and I was told that it was a Native American name that meant little woman. But by the time he was 2, it was pretty obvious this bird was not a little woman. And I've learned that Mokie in Hawaiian means rascal. And that makes it a very appropriate name for this raven. Ravens are extremely smart. It's like having a 4- to 5-year-old living with you the rest of your life. and they can live 60 years. My granddaughter was a little bit worried because she figured out she knew enough math that I couldn't live 60 years beyond where I was when he came to live with us. And I had to reassure her that he's not my bird, he is Project Wildlife's bird. And maybe Carolyn's daughter will take over, or somebody else, some younger person, maybe one of the kids I'm talking to at the elementary school this week, maybe they will be the Project Wildlife volunteer who gets to work with Mokie. To work with Mokie, you have to do some basic training with Project Wildlife. Then you come and you sit and you interact with, you observe for a while, and then you can start interacting with him, just so that he knows who you are. When we take him to a program, he stays in this cage. At home, he gets transferred to a small crate that can then be put into his large view, and he gets then transferred back out of that. So this is just his go-to-show type program. Carol.
Is he okay? Is he nervous? I see his mouth is open, and he's pretty experienced at this, but does an open mouth mean the same as...
Yeah, an open mouth sometimes is, gaping is another sign. It's a little bit warm in here. I think a number of factors right now. As long as I'm standing here, he's really comfortable. He had been with me about 10 months, I guess. No, he was 10 months old, so he'd been with me about 6 months when he began to speak. Ravens are able to mimic, and mimic very well. One of the first things he said was, "What's up?" And my husband's name is Bob, and he clearly said, "Hi, Bob." To the point that my husband turned around looking for me, because it was my voice saying, "Hi, Bob." Our neighbors have a swimming pool, and for a few years we had teenage boys in that swimming pool. But you can imagine some of the language that was coming out of the pool. And I was really very worried about Mokie learning some of that vocabulary. And then one day I was at a school up in North County, and Mokie was behind a screen while the teacher and the kids had lunch in that room. And the volunteers were sent off to have lunch. When I came back, one of the little girls said, "Your bird says a dirty word." And I said, "Oh, really? What does he say?" "Well, we can't say it." "Oh, well, can you describe it?" And she said, "Yes, it's a female dog." And I said, "Well, you know, that's very interesting, because he has never heard that word, but he does know the word perch." And so he would be saying perch, and she heard the CH sound and heard the other word. So that's one of his words.
Nice cover.
Yeah. I hope that's what, he does say perch. I have heard him say perch. I have never heard him say the other word, so we don't know.